instead of having a straight line, it looks like this. Because you line up this side on this side of the client first, and then you want to go to this other side. So my advice. Alright YouTube, today we got an all natural lineup that we're going to be showing y'all on this channel. We're going to do the fade and everything. We're going to cut everything down with a one guard. We're going to fade all the way around here. It's going to keep his C cup area right here. So we're gonna do a fade. It's gonna slightly drop in the back, not a high fade or nothing like that. And then we're gonna show y'all the lineup steps and processes. We're gonna do the line prep and everything, just so y'all can have a nice, basically the basics of lineup fundamentals. That's what we're gonna call this video. But I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. We're gonna get straight into it. All right, so now we're gonna get into it. We finished the haircut. We did a drop fade on the side. Now we're about to get into our lineup preparation. The lineup preparation is something that's used to lay the hair down, so it can make it easier for us to do the lineup. It works with you know, especially if you want to keep the hairline somewhat thick. We did cut it down with the one guard. Thick by meaning, I would say anything above a one guard would be considered a thick hairline, but we did cut it down with a one guard. These steps, this is kind of not all of these are necessary. First, we're gonna get our foam. We're gonna get our foam, and we're just gonna place it on this lineup. And kind of just move it all the way around, making sure each inch of this line is covered. And what activates the foam, you don't want to buy foam and you don't have a hot towel. If you have a microwave at your house, you can use a microwave, and or microwave at your shop, you can use that. If you don't have a hot towel warmer, you can use that to actually, you know, warm it up. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is you want to get the hot towel. Basically, I already have it wrapped in, and basically it kind of conceals all the heat in there. So this is very, very hot right now. And what I like to do, because you don't want to put on the client's skin and you know, burn them, I like to get my blow dryer, and then I just slightly just blow dry the hot towel. And the test that you want to do to make sure the towel isn't that hot is put on your wrist. You just want to put on your wrist, let it sit there. If it's not too hot for your wrist, it shouldn't be too hot for the client. And now the hot towel locks in the foam. You're just gonna press it down. You kind of want to just let it sit there for a couple seconds, probably about a minute or so, or until the hot towel gets a little cool or whatever. So you can skip this process and go straight to the next steps. The next steps will be the alcohol wipes. Just get a little bit of alcohol and put on the little wipe. You can put on the napkin or whatever, and just get all of the dirt and everything off of his lineup. So doesn't really take that long, because I keep the shop cold for real. Cold air is key whenever it comes to a lineup. You kind of just want to get all of that off, all the excess off, and then just wipe it down. For the next step, you do want to take a little pad. I get these little pads, they're pretty cheap, about $3 for like 100 of them. And just get some alcohol, spray it on the pad, and kind of just wipe down this line. There's really no way you should be wiping down this line. You can do it in circular patterns, or you know, go straight like this or whatever. I would recommend probably going straight like this, just going in you know, the direction that the hair is trying to grow or lay at with the grain. With the grain is going where the hair is trying to grow, and against the grain will kind of be going backwards. That's against the hair, against the way that the hair is trying to lay or grow. And this, what this does, this gets all the dirt and the grime off of your client's, you know, scalp, so you can have that crispy, ashy white lineup. And this is real big whenever you're doing a natural lineup like we're about to do. So after that, I like to blow dry it, because how we're going to put a holding spray on the lineup, and you have alcohol on the lineup as well. So we're going to blow dry it, making sure that that alcohol is kind of locked in and concealed within his skin in the lineup. Doesn't take that long. You kind of want to just, you know, just tap it for real. Now we simply just take our holding spray and just spray it. Make sure you get every area of the line. We're going to blow dry it once again, and we always blow dry on cold air. The cold air kind of shocks the holding spray and locks it in there. If you heat the holding spray up, or you use heat, or even cool or you know, warm air, just warm air or hot air, you can really start to heat the holding spray up. And then now when you're doing your lineup or whatever, it's kind of sticky, or it feels sticky. You can kind of, even though your hands aren't physically touching you know, the client's head, you can kind of feel with your tremors or look at it and notice that it's kind of sticky. You kind of want it to be rough, somewhat hard and stuff like that. And this is what creates the ash line that everybody that you see on, you know, it's kind of different for everybody. Usually, if you, you know, prep the skin, you can wash your hair first. I don't have a wash bowl. So I can't do that. So this is all my clients that you ever see on these videos on Instagram or whatever. I never wash the client's hair. The client used to have to wash it before they come here, or you know, if I did, that would be good for y'all if y'all could charge that. That would be an extra whatever charge, whatever y'all feel like it should be. But you just want to get it nice and dry or whatever, and then we just start the lineup. All right, whenever you're starting the lineup, the first thing you want to do is kind of analyze. We're looking for the word analyze. You kind of want to analyze the lineup, and you kind of want to determine what side is the weak side and the strong side. The weak side will be typically the side with less hair or less hair growth. Let's say, give y'all an example. Let me get my comb. The weak side will typically grow a lot further, lot further up than the strong side. Let's say that he has hair way out here on this side, and then he has less hair on this side. This side would be considered the weak side, and this side would be considered the strong side. Just the side that grows the, you know, the thickest patch of hair or whatever it may be. So he really, our client, by looking at him, he doesn't have a weak side or a strong side. He has a pretty full lineup. A lot of dudes don't really have that for real, but you kind of, when it starts like this, you can just play around with it when you want, for real. So all you want to do, you can go to either side that you want, whatever side you feel comfortable. Me, I use my right side because I am right-handed, or you can go left side if that's what's you know, good for you. So what you want to do, you do want to stand right here in front of the client. You want to look at him or angle his head to where it's an eye level view, like right around there. Because when he goes home, you know, he's looking in the mirror straight on. He's not looking in the mirror. Put your head down for me. Way down, way up here. You know, he's human being. He's gonna look at it face to face, or he's not looking at it standing on one side of his head or standing on the other side of his head. If you line up standing on the side, you'll never know what this side is capable of. Or if you line up from the edges, you'll never know if one side is the strong side or one side is the weak side. Imagine if this side was the strong side, and I started lining up standing over here, and this was the strong side, and you know, more hair will grow down on the strong side. And then I'm working my way over to the left side. Now I'm moving to the left side, and now it looks like, instead of having a straight line, it looks like this. Because you line up this side on this side of the client first, and then you want to go to this other side. So my advice, stand in the middle. Stand in the middle whenever y'all doing y'all clients lineup. First thing you want to do, make a little middle mark right here. First thing you want to do, you want to make this middle line right here. You want to use his nose to kind of dictate where the middle of his head is at. So I'm going up where his nose is at, and I'm putting that first guideline right here. And then now what I'm going to do, I'm going to work my way to this right side. And I'm only using half of the blade, the right side of my blade. Just so if I do make an error, it won't be that much. And you want to work your way over, and then stand back. You want to take a stand back, get to the client's, you know, eye level, and then move back in, and then continue. Just in case you need to make a micro adjustment. A micro adjustment is just a small adjustment that you see, like right now. This right here, it might look straight on the camera, but this right here is slowly angling down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a tiny adjustment and angle my clipper up right here. And then look at them, see if everything looks good. Small tiny spot right here. And then that is it for that side. Now I do want to add this vertical bar right here. The vertical bar, we're going to slightly slant it. Just a little tiny bit, just so we can give up that boxy shape. When your client looks at his lineup, or whenever somebody else looks at his lineup from the front. And then everything after that, you just cut it off. Now, since this lineup is straight, as y'all can see, put your head up a little bit. Boom. We just gonna match this side with this right side over here. So whenever you start going on the other side, or lining up the other side of the client's head, you wanna always go back to this middle section right here, this middle portion. And then you wanna work your way to the opposite side with the opposite side of the clipper that you're using, or trimmer that you're using, the trimmer blade. And we're doing the same exact steps. Backing up, going there. Backing up, going in, making sure that it's straight. Backing up is really essential when you're doing a lineup, because it allows you to see the whole entire lineup for what it truly is. So. And I do the whole entire lineup while I'm standing in front of my client. But when I get to these edges, then that's when I can move to the side and start doing the lineup. And it's really that simple. And then you want to do a quick check from the front, stand in the front, see if everything looks straight. I will have to make a micro adjustment right here. I see it. It's like the slightest bit. You gotta have a really developed barber eye to sit there and notice that. Unless the line is gonna be slightly off, and you don't want that. You want to do one side first and then match the other side with the other. And it really don't matter where you put it. You don't want it with a little C-cup starting way up here. You don't want that. So you're going to start it with a hair kind of ends at, and when it's more full or thick it's at. We're going to use half of our blade, make that little indentation right there. And then we're going to use our pointer finger and rest it. And just use the edge of our clipper or trimmer to create the C-cup motion right there. And then all the excess hair, you just take it off. Now, same thing on this side. It's very important to kind of make both vertical bars in at the same exact spot. Or to start with the C-cups, you kind of want to use his eyebrow where it begins above his eyebrow and stuff like that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to start it low. We're going to make this line low, and then go back and look at him from the front. And this is a little bit lower than this side, so we're going to bring it up. Remember, you want to start low because you can't make hair come back, but you can always take it away. And we're going to slowly go up higher till both C-cups are the exact same. And that's just an extra precaution that y'all want to take, just so y'all don't mess up. And then now, we're going to do the same exact thing. Add the C-cup right here. Still using our pointer finger. It's in a different spot this time, because we're on the opposite side of his head, and we are right-handed. Now, as y'all can see, this is a lineup right here. I'm about to slightly tilt your head. This is a lineup right here. It is somewhat shiny. That's kind of my go-to of my look. It's kind of my haircuts are kind of shiny around the lineup area. But to finish it off and top it off, we're gonna do the razor. Basically, slightly pull the skin forward. You want to use the opposite hand. Slightly pull the skin forward and just bring the razor towards you. Don't move side to side. Just bring the razor towards you. And it doesn't really take that much pressure. Free game given out on the channel. That's crazy. Nobody else does this. And this is one full side. The razor is a nice little thing when it comes to an all natural cut. That's why I have a lot of confidence when it comes to an all natural cut. I'm not frantic or worried or anything like that. You can kind of leave your head. When it comes to all natural cut, it don't matter. It don't matter if it's enhanced or unenhanced. The job gonna be done. So YouTube, this is a cut right here. Nice, clean, sharp lineup. Same exact steps that I just showed y'all. Turn to the side, turn them this way. I'm gonna do it all around for y'all so I can see the rest of his cut, even though we didn't put them parts in there. Nice, clean drop fade. Sharp lineup, and this isn't enhanced, it's just, you know, all natural. But if you're not handling business in what you're doing, then we out.